That's a great piece of information for school improvement when they.
Was there extra effort to get more parents out this time compared to other times, or no?
Not necessarily, I don't think. I just think, I think our parents do a great job of seeing that as an opportunity to become involved. And even though it's a short window of time, they make a great effort in both the fall and the spring. I think in the fall we were that same 95 to 100% range. I couldn't tell you exactly right now.
I think of historical ones about that, don't there?
Yeah.
The elementary.
At least since I've been here, it has. I track this. This is just a great piece of school improvement information for that external team when they come to visit, because they always like to know what you're doing to keep parents involved. And we at the elementary we have the luxury, I guess you could say, of being able to schedule those. So that does help, because parents know that when they come, you know, give or take 5-10 minutes, they're going to get in, they're going to have their time, and then they're going to be able to go, and they don't have to spend a lot of extra time waiting. So that works pretty well at the elementary level.
High school probably wasn't attended very well, was it? It seemed like there wasn't a big crowd.
I don't
Thursday
know.
night anyway.
That's typical
Yeah.
for spring one. They got an example Thursday and Friday, I guess, Thursday afternoon late, but and then Friday of what construction's like when you're. They were pounding and things were flying. And
I'll bet next year it'll be higher.
yeah, especially in the fall.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions or comments? No, we'll go to old business, which is a school calendar for 2011, 2012. You have a copy in your packet. Will there be a motion to approve the calendar as presented?
It's pretty much same as what was last time.
I don't think I think I had made the changes, but barely when we got it last time. We moved the in-service from the 3rd to the 13th after the end of semester, and then just changed some in-service dates a little bit. But other than that, it's the same. And there's going to be interesting next year because we got a lot of teachers that like the late start, and we probably got just as many that don't like the late start. I told them today, I said that when we go through the spring with practically no breaks, then after that, then we'll ask you, you know, because we took out all the spring breaks except Easter, and that makes for a long spell there. So we'll see. But maybe something in between, you know. Maybe not quite as early, but earlier than we went this year and last year. But we need the time next fall to ensure that it's either done or awfully close to being done.
What's nice about starting earlier, though, is you end your term at Christmas break, and you don't have to come back and start over again.
How do you think that was received, or, you know?
I think everybody would prefer to end it before Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, your students, I know when I was a student and been around kids, they don't like the thought of maybe tests or something coming up right after you come back. They just soon end it and say, okay, break, and then come back and start fresh. But
It's a little bit different between the elementary and the high school, where we can kind of pick up and shift and do things a little differently because we don't have that type of class setting. So
they don't change classes. They just.
Was there a motion to approve the calendar?
Awesome. Second.
Okay, we'll move by Don, second by Lonnie. We approve the school calendar for 2011-12. Is there further discussion? Don, roll call vote on the motion. Don?
Yes.
Lonnie?
Yes.
Kim?
Yes.
I vote yes. Sue? Motion carried. Okay, new business, Board of Education Committee appointments. I guess I presented them. Everybody should have a copy.
Okay, I just, since we didn't do it
Yeah.
at the board meeting, I thought,
Yeah, we probably
as
should have a
presented,
motion.
you can,
Probably should have a motion to go
as
ahead.
presented or something, or
Yeah.
you can appoint them, so. but-
Let's just have a motion to approve the appointments.
So,
Okay, moved by Lonnie, second by Sue, that we approve the appointments of the Board of Education committees. Further discussion? Roll call vote on the motion. Lonnie?
yes.
Kim? I vote yes. Sue? Donna?
Yes.
Motion carried. Okay, next is the approval of train company for planning and bidding the elementary HVAC system. We had a
Yeah,
meeting. Yeah, go ahead, Max.
We requested proposals from companies, advertised and requested proposals, got two. And then, and basically, I mean, we had Jim Berg evaluate them, make recommendations to us, and the one company didn't have any larger school experience in the last 10 years listed, and the other company was Train that we work with all the time, so I don't know what.
Yeah, just their presentation. I mean, I thought Train was more up to date.
The committee's recommendation was to go with Train, so we probably just need a motion. Now, this doesn't commit us to anything other than they will proceed, with engineering and gathering bids, and we can stop it anywhere along the line, even after the bids are taken, we see what the total is. But it just, they'll act almost like BD Construction is, our construction managers on that job, basically. Everything will be bid.
How
And,
soon will we get the bids on that?
I'm hoping by the end of March. It'll have to be about that in order to get it scheduled to whoever gets a bid to get it done this summer if we decide to do that. So we'll probably have to have a special meeting unless the timing's right to hurry it, to keep it moving, evaluate it, keep it moving.
So with that, is there a motion to approve Train?
Also move
I'll second it.
Moved by Sue, second by Lonnie, that would approve Train for planning and bidding the elementary HVAC system. Any further discussion? We've worked with Train for, 3 or 4 years already, haven't we?
Yep.
Okay, roll call vote on the motion. Kim?
Yes.
I vote yes. Sue?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Lonnie?
Yes.
Motion carried. Okay, next is the sale of the bonds. I guess I'll ask Mr. Mumford if he present.
I'll be happy to. Thank you.
You had to come up here on your birthday.
That's all right.
What is it, 21?
I'm celebrating my 17th, 29th birthday.
That's going to take a while.
Here are some numbers that we'll go through briefly. There. Would you guys like some? Would you guys like some?
I'd like to look at it.
Sure.
If you got an extra one, please.
Okay. Let's see what I've got here.
Here's your extra.
Yes.
Oh.
We can try.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
You got one extra here.
Okay. We got lots. We got lots. We're good.
What we're looking at here, folks, again, thanks for having me tonight. What we're looking at is this would be the finishing touches, if you will, of the bond issue that was voted on back in November of '09. So you're authorized to issue $9.8 million. At that point in time, we issued a little over $7 million last year about this time, just to get some bonds out there, get you some money so you could start the project. Now we're going to go ahead and finish it up with this piece right here. So if you look at the cover page, or the first page, we have $2,785,000 is what was left of the 9.8 to issue. Okay, so that's the size of this issue. And the first one was called, or for being real original, Series 2010A, because we didn't know if we were going to issue them in 2010. We'd need the B series, or you follow me. Anyway, that's 2010A. This one's just Series 2011. Okay, just to get that out of the way if it's confusing at all. So we have $2,785,000 of that. You can see the uses of funds, how that money is broken out. The underwriter's discount, which is our fee, legal fee, paying the brokers to sell the bonds, so on and so forth, of 1.5%, which is what we had agreed upon prior to the project. We have the deposit to the construction fund. These are actual monies that you'll be able to use in the construction of the $2,740,000. And then the rounding amount is also money that can be put in that construction fund. It's, since bonds are issued in $5,000 increments, that's the odd lot, if you will, of the $5,000. So it goes in that $2,740,000. But they break it out as what's called a rounding amount in this program we use.
Do they sell one for that, or where does that money come from?
Well, everything's broken down into $5,000
Yeah.
increments. So you could just that's what's left. That's the odd lot. Okay, because if you break out the $41,775, our fee of 1.5%.
Okay.
And that's paid on the.
You sold enough. You sold the whole thing. Then you took out of that cash the 41,000.
Right. See,
And
that's
you still have. Okay.
absolutely. Does that make sense? Okay. So, and if you go to page 2, what we had to do on this issue was kind of fill in the gaps from the first sale, because when you take the first sale, you can't just basically go out and sell, everything in an even year and everything, perfectly level that way. So what we had to do with this issue was fill in the gaps that were left from the first sale. So that's in essence what we've done, and you can see on page 2 there that the maturities, or the principal amount on the left column, not the date column, but the principal amount. If you look in 2023 and 24, we have principals. Then we skipped 25 because that was all sold in the original 2010 issue. And then also on the 2010 issue, we sold a term bond. And a term bond is when they group the last 5 years all together and they sell it as one bond. We broke these out this time because it was a little more cost effective. You got a little lower rate by doing it this way. You can see we're at 475, 495, 505, and 510 in those respective years. Had we just sold the term bond in 30, you would have been all at 510. Follow me? So we were able to bring down the cost of borrowing a little bit that way. One thing I will touch on is just interest rates as a whole. We had sat and kind of waited, and in hindsight, if you had a banker that was a little better predictor of interest rates, no, but in all honesty, the low of the market was actually about August, September. And we visited. You really didn't have a need for the money at that point in time. So the thought was, well, let's just buy a little more time. So ultimately, our rates were a little higher than where they were had you done it in August or September. But hindsight's 20/20 too. So all in all, everything considered,
Well, we saved about $100,000.
You saved over
$100,000.
Yeah, over $100,000 by not issuing the debt until now as well. So, it's kind of a give and take there a little bit to some degree. You can see on page 3 the all-in cost. That's